Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My esteemed viewers, welcome back from your weekend breaks. We are here back again, live coming to you from the yard. We're coming to you from the US. And these virus have been creating havoc all over the world for the past 3 to 4 months. Gambia is no exception. Now we have a total of 9 confirmed cases, 1 death, 2 discharged, and 7 right now going on treatment. Okay, so our daily so today is COVID-19 and the environment. Recently, there have been a lot of controversy surrounding. Omar, how are you? Omar's mic is more. Yeah, so COVID-19.
Sorry, my mic was on mute.
Yeah, exactly. Now I realize that. Yeah, thank you very much. Welcome back. And how did you manage a haircut? Because for us, yeah, all the barbers are closed, so you can see how. Yeah. It's nice.
I got a band machine with me here, a clipper. So usually I do by myself.
Okay, good. So welcome back. So today, as usual, we will start with the numbers since the outbreak. Then me and Omar will start the latest controversies surrounding the fish meal factories, which are allowed to operate while other businesses, non-essential businesses, were forced to close. So we should get Omar Mustafa Mane and also Dauda Sen. Dauda Sen, I didn't get today's confirmation from him, but on Friday he called to apologize and was late. So as usual, we will start with the numbers in English, then I'll summarize in Mandinka, then we'll enter the actual program. Okay, so since COVID-19 outbreak was initially announced in Wuhan in December 2019, so far 1,903,616 people contracted the virus, that is the SARS-CoV-2. And so far we have 118,374 deaths. And right now, 1,346,170 people are carrying the disease. There's 439,072 recovered already. So out of the 1,346,170 who are currently with the illness, 1,294,675, that is 96% of the people carrying the virus, are in mild condition. That is, the symptoms for these people will be headache, fever, unproductive cough, persistent unproductive cough, and sometimes, but these are not well as muscular pain, and loss of hearing and taste. Right now, 51,495 people experiencing serious or critical conditions. These serious or criticals are the ones who need intensive care, but most of them right now cannot even breathe for themselves because their major breathing organ, the lungs, is severely damaged in so much so that they need support. So there is no cure as of now. All the medical people do is support. They give these people support. That is to help them have healthy concentration of oxygen in their blood system. As you know, if your lungs is damaged, and already we have only 21% of oxygen concentration in the atmosphere. So you need mechanical support like ventilators or respirators to make sure you get that healthy level in your systems. So that in Mandinka quickly, Kadra al Hakilo Bakang, December Karo, Bandula Mafonga, min pandemic min be kere min keta SARS-CoV-2 la pandemic ti min ka COVID-19 kuran min sabu yo mo million killing mo wuli keme kononto wuli saba keme woro adin tan woro wale kuran min sodo wo kono mo wuli keme mo wuli tan min sey mo keme saba taw woro wala min nani wol fada already yo mo min nanga mo yaron koy kuran sodo ba say wol kende ata wobe mo wuli keme nani mo wuli tan sabanin kononto anin taw woro wala nin fula yo kibaro do fanan funtita kunun kanabi South Korea mi yayi tan ni ko minum mi yalon ke kende ata tendina tata ko mo keme mi yalon ke nata kuran min so do fote so ya so to nyami hani say woman clear waya sila no waranda sike molle infect because kuran jama bi ni ya so do ni recover do don ika immunity build that means si balo ka soldier so do mi yalon ko mi setan kanino kuran so ni le kuran so do nyaadi le theory jamal le bi dole ya ko may bi asike kabiri be bulala ye test min ke test min fail kale komi hani sa be positive ne bo test ya itan ni le ko negative ni wolo mu cool soto ngoti o wolo mu kibaro ti min diata ba natar nun ko virus kun be balo ko wala nata murun ko de kari activate wo is not a good news ani nata min na fana nyunu ila bulari ngo kola le nata kura mo nim soto ko de ko mo do bal wo fana man ke kibaro to mi ati na mi at diata because wo be kura o nin abala janjang la fala le anda do pour nga funti nin pandemi ko na be kolala yo mol min ya lon ko sayin courant be wala ina be tama kan wala be laring wo be mo wulium kilim mo wuli keme saba mo wuli taw mo wuli tan nani woro mo keme mo taw woro la yo woli kono mo wuli keme mo wuli kilim mo million kilim mo keme fula taw woro la tan konon to ni nani mo keme woro taw woro la ni lulu woni courant ni be tama kan bari amir tatan yo wol courant way balon naka be la nyaadi le do biye se kundi mo sodo do ye se fiba sodo ani to mi alon kay bi ka fem bondi la do ye se dimo sodo bi sodo wala kan kono to ke ngani kala ka fem bondi bara tara fem man tara ji actually ka bon yo bar mol min alon ko wala courant ni hadite kanne wolbe lockdown to sign wala sula kala tam la ron fa sodo fe ma sodo intensive wobe mo wuli tam min kelin mo kemenani kan konon to min lulu min critical condition jaral lon te kura wonina bani e sambalo tan doctor on kabina ke don ke ma ko fe balo se fon so do min ke da oxygen di mi alon ka si ma ko ka balo yo sayem bina karan na tuba ko to yim ban kutan mi alon ko kura di ta wolle kam den wo ko la ban ko min fanan sudiya tan tolla walla numbers no be na di la nin gambe okay so nin mantaro wati monni nano min tambita numbers walla numbers on kana walla karale tan america mawli tan min sawa mo keme sey kan sabanin sey wala kura min sodo mo keme sey kallu min lulu fada spain mo wuli fula mo keme woro taw woro min lulu wala courant min sodo mo keme flat anin tan sey fata sperna min numbers alhamdulillah be jikane kende ke ko ngani itali mo wuli saba mo wuli kinin mo keme talu min saba wala courant min sodo mo keme lulu taw woro amin woro fata france mo wuli nani mo keme tan sey min sey wala courant min sodo mo keme lulu taw woro wala nin nani fata Germany mo keme flatan saba anin say wala kuran min soro motan ni woro fada anga UK mo wuli nani keme saba tan nani fula wala kuran min soro seven mo keme woro wala nin tan woro wala fada China mo keme nin say wala kuran min soro mo fula fada Iran mo wuli kilim mo keme woro anin mo tan ni woro wala kuran min soro mo keme tan nin kilim afada Turkey mo wuli nani mo tan konon to nin saba mo tan kononto nin sey fada belgium mo keme kononto tan nan nin fula mo keme saba anin saba fada netherlands mo keme kononto taw woro anin nani wole kuraw min sodo mo tan sey nin woro fada so guys past 24 hours figures I'm going to read that is the number of new infection and number of deaths past 24 hours America have 13,838 new cases, 855 deaths. Spain have 2,665 new cases, 280 deaths. Italy have 3,153 and 566 deaths. France have 4,188 new cases, 574 deaths. Germany have 238 new cases, 16 deaths. And UK have 4,342 new cases, 717 deaths. And China have 108 new cases. This is worrying. China's number is going up again. And to that, Iran have 1,617 new cases and 111 dead. Turkey have 4,093 new cases, 98 dead. Belgium have 942 new cases, 303 dead, and Netherlands have 964, 86 dead. Okay, countries close to us, Senegal so far have 291 cases so far, and they have 11 new cases past 24 hours. Guinea-Bissau have 38 cases so far. Guinea-Conakry have 319 cases so far and 69 past 24 hours. Burkina Faso have 497 and Ivory Coast have 574. So why I wrote this, they are not part of the top 20, but these are the countries very, very close to Gambia. I think we need to keep an eye on them. In Mandinka, Senegal, only courant e momin soroji saying abe mo keme tan konon tonin kin kunun dama motan min tulin ne asoro Guinea Bissau motan sabanin say Guinea Conakry mo keme saba tan min kilin kunun damma mo tawwonin konontole kurawnin soro Burkina Faso 497 so far wale kurawnin soro Ivory Coast 574. Omar, you heard the numbers of our neighboring countries, and
Yes.
Gambia right now is supposed to be on state of emergency. But worryingly, we have seen a letter purportedly from Permanent Secretary Ministry of Fisheries, allowing fish meal factories to continue to operate, but at the same time warning them to be careful of number of people and let them observe social distancing, which is not possible. Considering the part, the fact that small businesses like carpentry workshops and also we export trade, the country's lifeblood of our economy is also come to a halt. What is your take on this? So sort of a double standard, from our government.
Well, it is very, very scary when I came in contact with the letter because I read through the letter from the head to the final version of the letter, giving operational, go ahead to the fiscal companies in the country to start their operation. Because what they put down there was fish processing plants or fish processing factories.
Yeah.
This is different from like the local bananas in the country, or they're not talking about the local fish landing sites. So because if you look at it from that particular wording, the context of fish processing plants, in the local fishery centers in the country, yes, they process fish, but mostly the local fishing centers in the country is for local consumption. But if you give a go ahead to the fish processing plants in the country, mainly the fish factories, now it is more of like processing the fish either into the powder form or into the oil form for export purposes. So then at this crucial time, whereby the world is going through the COVID-19 pandemic, the food security for Gambian people is seriously going to be undermined because we're looking at things from nutritional point of view. You're looking at things from health crisis point of view. We want people to sit down at home, but what is the available nutrition for the people? Do they have sufficient food that they can eat while they sit down at home during this state of emergency? So if we allow the fish meal companies in the country to operate, now there's going to be this huge competition between the local demand and also the need for international exports. So as policy makers in the country, we have to ensure that, once we make decisions, once we make laws, once we make some policy recommendations during this crucial time, we have to look at things from national point of view. What policies best fit the cap for our own local people? Do they have enough food? Do they have essential social services? If we want them to sit down at home, do they going to have food that can keep them inside their houses for the next 45 days to come? do they have money to buy their groceries for the next 45 days to come? So if they give the go-ahead for the fish processing plants to go about with their operations, that is a serious oversight here, because average Gambians are going to struggle with the fish processing plants to be able to buy their daily meals. So that was my main take on that. But we have to know that, yes, the fisheries sector globally is very, very prone to corruption, is very prone to weak institutional, policy enforcement. Because if you look at Gambia, Gambia got like over 4,000 square kilometers, approximately 4,000 square kilometers of continental south. We have about 200 nautical miles of economic inclusive zone, exclusive economic zones, whereby the country is very strategic. It's among the, the most richest fishing centers or countries around the world. Gambia is among some of those few countries. So if you look at that one, if you don't have strong enforcement of all laws in place, if you don't have strong government officials who are bold enough, it is very easier to have people who are going to stick in their nose to ensure they are able to achieve their goals. And that is more of like, we're going to have a lot of international pressures, we're going to have a lot of investments, we're going to have a lot of people who are going to be interested to explore these resources of the Gambia.
Yeah,
So, yes.
If you give me a couple of 30 seconds, I will quickly summarize that. Yo, in Maninka, Omar Kamim for Wolom Yintingan kan min Olomu, Willo Kuntambila, Kurka date would have made that on the 7th. Permanent Secretary Mipe Nanyemta Ministry Koto. I later also pick the new fiscal factory will continue yele. Yo bar wolon tanya dile ngakibaru so de ko sanyam be opekan so na molmin beduma itada report di sanyam police station ka foeko new fiscal factory will be yele be do ko la do keta no nyadi so ye kumandi bari kabri ye kumandi ila molmin nate represent ani later on nade kabri later on banjale assign ako fish processing centers for is a continue ka operate yo kibaro nata na continue kada Ministry of Health inata kamfa kola also mu gada on the 90 ye soldier or kije kuru ye stop ye kodi gunjur continue sanyang stop ba gunjur continue ka operate so sibito kabir ngo kibaro so nata na mol kumandi ko de Minister of Health notify itada je this time ye barricade so completely yo bari ngami umar nyin ka min na wolam nyinti wo be kala no nyaadi lay business dol close mini alan ka be ko Gambia fon wala life blood of their economy min be ko yo sport trade na de tan so bila kay be ka company ya I mean for the competition on nyin komi already nyin lockdown nyin o state of emergency ay kolea bale landi banko dingol kam because iko mo le si black le mo jama bi wala domoro akabe bulol kono kate dako yajere fente bulu mi an kabela so ni ko si ma ko lante bulu be jikri nim fente wal min wala miet so ning industrial process in the continent kan wo be nyen dala fala le so wote nyunu ma ko la min an ko si dula ko wol be struggle kan fa fe quality bulu kela lolu bagaso dole sam aning new wo da yoman na ta fu Gambia nyanta la ba kan kala because Gambia ala ba be zone ko min ya lon ko adisia tare so far so good so ko mbo nyama e nyanta tara le kan na furka ila banko dum min kan thank you Omar you can proceed.
Okay, let me just come in Manjanga in that version. So I'm coming for them to Konya Jibe and Tole Nabani Gambia location because in Beloring West Africa zone mental world la Ntoling nautical chemifula 200 nautical miles molest on Nabani economic exclusive zone in na location continental self in coming internationally Banco Bancola Ba in Dantamunto Mafanet. Nyaje wonyam is about 4,000 square kilometers Gambia wala soro. Dunia be tu kono world la nyese la be dunia be tu kono. But Bancola ka mistake of someone told you wala mo ni mar email national surveillance ni mu da ka struggle baba ke because na ka wala Somalia ma fa na command nga mala command dash piracy bo ma fa ngala le Banco do la fish like ila fishing trawler so ni wala ka litara ba ko litara ni mu ya bi ni atarema enforcement wonyenke ni atarema ba ni da ka monitor Nikela ba monitor ni min fana ko woke wol e manke mo hono thingolti they are not people me and are bold enough because person like a wall because na wajja ko do kan min yalan ko places like Liberia and Morovia in the coast guards e kata ba ko surveillance la wala bold be connect with controllers Africa again
Yeah, Omar.
Yes.
Yeah, you and I will be here for the rest of the program. Mustafa is here. We will let him come and give us the update from the ground. Then we can continue.
All right.
Yeah. Then is Mustafa still there? It looks like he dropped. Okay,
So,
the
so
guy
in
can
the
come.
case of now, because neither buying monitor or law, you have to get the security personnel. This kind of like no
Yeah.
neighbors, like in Gambia, someone in the Navy soldier or Lamari. In America, Lamari, you have the US Coast Guards. So what like a
Yeah.
band that can monitor. So into the Gambia world, and if you back, like a Navy gas or something, in Yanda, social media, they will really want to monitor.
Mustafa is back on again. Mustafa.
Yes, Ahmed.
Yeah, so if I will introduce quickly, then you
Mar.
update the Yinko after the men discuss a wolomu banjala later roti. I abe effect means sorola Gambia kan aning ninan naiba fola banku dingoli la do call to the inada foreigners no to the continent. Yo bari ning abko doku jamana keta duma ite femme kumpa jeze formary dinna kabo alla report do sanyam police station kada.
Barka bake nde tomu Mustafa Manelti katon kola monti joni solo monti o kola fana mu environmental activist olti environmental activist ya sanga consultancy job fanankele on environment. So Ahmed baraka bake aning Umar pour kan soto jang ko ya fanyaming alba banjala later o kola discuss kan later mi yalon ko ay kujama sabu nyim bankunga ni ya jibe nyim fismiro ba operate kan because of yajal kom ye backing na sort of from the ministry wala ni later o nyindi amet science intending ko bi da kan nyami banjala later o afaya bakale so wala fono andung akumara pu gambia dingolu molyelo kaje coming ka banko nyim na interest jibe wato wati amanke individual interest because ni ya jibe jada kende ala ko ba nyami intending ameda ko laaren bakale because everybody is scared and niaji be recently but the 5 new cases la fenke kat Instagram Gambia la
Yeah.
nyin doya kan within this short period so wonyanda ka Gambia no be kungo murum le koma do kaji ko minati na nyin keso bakika minati na Gambia no man step ta ko banku do step ta nyami so banja nyin letter o atandilo ko min deron ke and atandilo sokoli ko investor bankola interest bare na kibar kendo fana so wala ni ko science and factory be man tara do ko wala ibe ba close na for now but comme ni na talo jibe kunun akela fendi fam yalon kay mo jama sok mo da fingol dunda sanyam factory tole itara min na ji han say mo malo but minat na mo da fingol dunda ji anum de fones paris yala number plate o nyin yo ya mutala ya seal pour mo kanalo number plate jimal because number plate do ni wala you can easily know mazakunda mo jimal ba mo do nyin kon e no pledo nyin sille dunda factory ko eni yemin kace malon eni yemin findinde malon bod mbenna kado danke kan ka je komi na information o soto ko nyanda kam soto yo nyimu sulol di puru na fahamu ko Gambia ben tolla bu nin Gambia tinan tolla tinyanda na dara fanan tolla dara so but we have to thank also the Ministry of Health. They are really taking this case seriously. I'm just surprised. I'm never, even for a single, nka get blame because nka jero komi ila public health wala nyanda because they know it well ko nyulum na jare kala ne nyulumanta but they were so relaxed but now understand ko ya jero komi environment la nyanda ko jaba because environment na so mo wala physics but you know health wall they play a very good part. Ahmed it only I think you'll be stop and the security forces too because security forces like force or large close me along is a very good plus for Gambia. We are moving to a right direction when it comes to health side. In the kind personally, I have a very like high hope when it comes to health in the Gambia. So cool that I be muninati nadandang saying your particular domestic thanks to our selfish like
Omar.
our selfless effort. Kaji kon put wall stop. Nyel saying I mean I can tell you for free. Nye in carton now until ya nye saying ako sorole watu saying. And nye carton sign tol ka dom wala kon ka dom nyamin follow nga nye jani le mol ka dom
that's a good news. That's a good news because we need that this time of year.
soro no follow
Yeah, we are struggling. But Omar, do you have any question for Mustafa while he was explaining the extra bonga fish. We love our bonga fish in Combo South. So this is a very good news. I'm excited, and we need that extra protein. Omar, go ahead if you have any questions.
Yeah, just to add on to what Mustafa is saying, because near Jibe.
Sorry, this is Gambia. The network we have to forgive us. It's not all the time great. We started very well. Okay, Mustafa. Omar, come, go ahead.
Yes, Niaji, just to add what Mustafa is saying, if you look at all these things, things are all integrated. Ministry of Health, they want to fight this thing from health perspective. The security personnel, they want to ensure that the laws in the countries are enforced. But what the Ministry of Fisheries is also supposed to also realize in this particular situation is food security. And that not a single department or ministry in the Gambia is supposed to work in isolation. They cannot try to monopolize their own industrial mandate. Because what is the main thing here? All of these things are interrelated. If people have deficit in their own nutrition, if they have like lack of certain kind of nutritional values in their body system, they're gonna be sick. They're gonna go to hospital. If the medical hospitals in the Gambia are not equipped enough, that is gonna be another financial burden on the Gambia government to be able to strengthen the healthcare system. If there is a major food insecurity in the country, that is gonna promote too much internal displacement in the country. People are gonna start migrating. It might even result into like potential conflict in the country. So you see how all of these things are interrelated. So if you talk about COVID-19 outbreak, this is a major health crisis. Nobody knows who's going to be the victim. So if there's a declaration of a state of emergency in the country, there's a lockdown. All the departments in the country, all the ministers in the country are supposed to be on the same page. And then the most important people who's supposed to be at the central focus of our intervention, of our consideration, are supposed to be average Gambians. How do we ensure they have food on their table? How do we ensure at this crucial time they can be able to meet their daily needs? Because this is very important. We all know about 70-80% of the Gambian people are poor people. They live below $2 in a day. How do we ensure those people are able to buy their food during this crucial time? We want them to sit down at home, but they cannot sit down at home if they don't have food. So, hadama debe beka sino ninga tara kono monfa e kasino la ke ni kono fa ele ni dia ko li wol sono so banko nyin ko yanden ding nin ko mole si so kono man se ko na la payri ni kamel to wolla ibe sila so kono ha ba domo yimbe kala nyaadi le ndu wodo ko de han you are going yes
yeah let me ask Mustafa again Jam, if you can activate that Mustafa, also I've seen you distributing hand washing materials initially. But how is this hygiene? I hope people are not slagging off, and also the social distancing. How is it going in Katong area? Are people taking it seriously? You can answer in Manding. Mustafa, can you hear me? Mustafa, I love telephone. Okay. Mustafa, I am waiting.
Yeah, social the social distancing is a problem. Understanding the dynamic of Carton people. More among social distancing ima a value, honestly, and ibuka practice. And secondly, buluku o yes molko kala mo jamal lake buluku. But ike buluku nyame because akatara loren blalme do mo bele kana ike bulo mal. So hold sorry ni ajibe mo jamal la kane ke bulo ko dularo anu akatara nyame amma wo ko rek ba to say mol ba ke la suwol la kon but Ahmed is very sad ñu lockdown o wala ka school o surrounding ñu emergency fonko ñi ayen tolla jang ay funding kel ga football land Ahmed ni dara filoro kabiru somanda fo kondo wato mol ba football o da malaji Gularo fan the same thing.
Okay.
Because near Gambia Jibe, Yenna Jiko Jibe, you look about safe, clean drinking water in the country. There's a major disparity between the rural communities and the urban communities in the Gambia. In a junior Karaola, how many percentage of the people in the rural part of the Gambia have access to clean, safe, and drinking water? and how many percentage of people in the urban area, so Masakunda, if you want to have tangible development, you need to come next for the force here or secure, banko dimole. Linko Geo, what am they call? We talk about improved source of water, what am borehole, what am tap water supply, what we talk about the package, what I make that bottle local the Pumole Mingala. But Gambia Ajiba, Mojele below Jono, Mingata Navika below Nikona World Large. You look at the cost, what is the price tag for a monthly bill? You know, how do they lock? How do they have that lock tariff for people depending on like how many cubic meter of water there is in the country? We all know water is expensive. Water cannot be free because they need to maintain the water supply in the country. They need to hire staff. They need to have engineers. That's quite true. But how do we ensure we subsidize water tariffs for our people during this crucial time? How do we
concerning
remote areas to be able to wash their hands?
Yeah, Omar, I mean for social distancing. First, thank you, Mustafa. I mean for funding ke get a footballer design. So manda for uraro. I think Mustafa na campaign on nyanta up la de ka funding ke aware ndiko. Keno be more bulu glass on Sunday. This is the time yet I are clear because food gita ke major problem already. In the coming weeks and months. Food security is going to be seriously hampered because supply chain will be affected. The dunia dawa daji be lockdown. Dol bije bikela femol harvest no dol nia harvest ibila after no marase. Yo fendol fanam bije te harvest la no betinya la ntol dun na fenjama jabe ka funti. So femol mini alon ko ika moju na nyanta kuma so ka youth encourage to go back to the land because these are coming very handy. Nana ta sama kono ma fangola like ne papa parato soro tia kuto anin tibam it will go a long way but Molben nobody is even thinking from the government end but these are going to be key so now so bulano la campaign konale funding kill a lot ko food security is going to be a major problem hana so that adabe koleala so why not also engage in this and also Umar Nata min folom la karo nen tol jibe community babando mo jelle pompo fon soto ne la so ko mo jelle ke la bilo yo han pompo be so ni ko le bulo ku regularly go for them problem so tol we are already disadvantaged so nin courant dum fela don tan ko nan don na don ta don ko matati min sen tol tan kan dino holo in social distancing I think ni go ka radio bi nyanta intensify la in platform like this kamol hakilo bulandi ko nyin courant abe sara kanal hani sign and sign saro bandale in faka dunda Gambia le sign because kadrin modia so the Gambia banko in fankan je ne man tama wo is a client relation de ko courant nyin fudada.
So yes, you can find about food security in the Kerala world large. That's very important because we mano da la fala Gambia mane boat Gambia come to the Gambia. But near in developed countries like America, they provide what they call the stimulus check. More many they have certain kind of income threshold. The government is going to give $1,200 if you're a single family. If you are the healthy family paying the tax, you are the one paying the tax on behalf of your family, they're going to give you about $2,500. To be able to support you during these few months that you're going to have like an impact on your employment. But in Gambia, they want to check up provide them more, they want to provide the world. Now, make sure the price of the basic commodities being subsidized for these people. Or at least every household in the country provide at least a package of like some of the items that they need at home. If you travel across the provincial area of the country, you can get from Jahari Mafona, Katako, Pachari Mafona. I know I've been to Seattle a couple of times. How can we try to spend more money to be able to provide rice in the country that's going to be produced in the country? The government can have what they call the public-private partnership. We have the private sector can be able to venture into producing rice in the country that can be packaged in the Gambia, processed in the country, and distributed in the country. We can make some money when we provide them with incentives, we provide them with subsidies to be able to buy farm implements, to be able to buy some of the materials that they need to at least run a commercialized, large-scale mechanized agriculture in the country. Banko can be more sustainable development because banko beka kabalu o banko so what we supposed to do in coronavirus and can karandale na balula carol in terms of food security na balula carol in terms of providing essential sources for our people and na masakunda carol in terms of provide emergency funds to be able to combat certain kind of diseases or outbreaks in the future. You know, even in America, way back, Barack Obama, the final time in the world, he was advising this regime, you know what, why do we have emergency fund in case if there's any flu-like outbreak in the future? So I think Gambia for now, because in this world, things are interconnected. What's supposed to be the priority for our decision makers, our politicians is, do we have emergency funds for certain kind of epidemics or pandemics in the world? How are you going to respond to that one? Do we have the necessary infrastructure? Do we have the availability of essential social staff for our programs? Do we have the trained personnel to be able to curb those kind of outbreaks or those kind of issues? No, because around the world, like you need financial investment, you need human resources investment, and you also need to establish necessary infrastructures in your country to be able to address both internal challenges you're going to experience and also to be able to respond to external pandemics or crises that the world is going to face as things goes on.
Yeah, okay. Quickly in Manding, Omar can explain all of me. Pandemic ko min bekere walla ning albala min bekere min kera COVID-19 anyanta kera Gambia karandalti because banko itela domora ka bo bandale te man guarantee in man secure food wise man sanyanta mine kela andi sa ken all the time we have enough time ka subsidy di musul la min yaran ko be jahal pa ja ma fa walla even na ko musul min yaran ko faro be bu se mu incentive le di la ke encourage pour murun ka do ko and even funding kill if Nimman say la game of player nyama, nim opportunity that a funding kill offer, nim tia kilo nangam when you have this extra amount, nim jaba nangam sotono in this particular one you have this kind of incentive. Banko do collect. Jannim funding kill man tarafen na nim sit down or football. I think that's a complete waste. It's very sad. Mansa kunda nyang tanala the tourism sector lombang side nyanta taral plan kan. In COVID-19 kola debileke yo agriculture sector fana nyanta ferol landi kanne in COVID-19 ala toro mbenna domoro boku fenkela nyadi
So into the topic of the discussion today, what I'm not first series on the world la mansakunda na investment minke world on the funding kill mbatanya we provided with incentives. Like we provided with incentive to buy the fishing gears, to buy the machines or the boats that they need. We ensure there's reliable electricity at the coal stores in the country. We ensure there's connectivity of them delivering, like the fishermen delivering or whosoever is involved in the processing of fish in the coastal communities, to be able to distribute the fish from the coastal communities to other part of the country. Let's focus on the sustainability of food consumption in the country before we think about exports. Because new worker that we provide incentive, we provide subsidies to the youth for them to buy funding that is going to create employment for them. But number storage to avoid post-harvest loss. When nearly more put a near Kanaki Bangkoka Walla for fisheries in the Bangkoka Walla, Kurama Bijele Bang, Galasso in Katajima, ye motor trucks to be able to transport their fish, Kabondin Tola Gunjur, Combo Mafon Lama, Baka, Serekonda, Burfood Mafonla, Katajara Soma, Base Mafonla, slow him, but slow him, and I maintain Yadi. Ning halang ko Gambia at least Gambia banko dun kanya some banko kan jail and then motor bijela kanya da ka distribute ndum funding kele na ko di wala pro kulungu se ka jalo se pre ta ba kono e san so nyimda ka afford no le now will be engaged dale yajale so ngade come in the storage facility in the country wala mbirin ala plan mala mati on ba dry la bank or whatsoever. That is very important because that way we can minimize the impact of like post harvest loss because mala banko kan nga nyesro nyesi ya ba kala nyadi.
Yeah,
But
quickly, quick summary, Omar. Omar coming for Wallam India, the Amman English. But new opportunity that is I feeling a new international factory so many around take of it can yet to Ika Kemunko because and but China. Saying Gambia Mansakunda Seminekano, Tariake Kaje for funding killing Yatin in Nabal. Wose keno nyadi le puri bulo di koti mako ikoronto se jalol sang aning yin call trucks nyol sang body like a distributed channel or yin create nin dol tata ba ko ya muta dol ya ke nin motol kono ka janjandi banko be kam pour ka jigo Gambia more be protein suppliers or at affordable rates, so but na nyel kalada nyel kajin na nying tendal min do go gunjuru bakaw kata tanje woldo fo ye kuran so do walle ye standby generator so do mi alon ko ni nyel mutata na siyata abe mabula dama kana tinya yo ni wo fanante fonga fenko facilities on mi anan ko ni nyiru ni man tonon se farano ngadi le ni ja ka funding kel blando ko na ni COVID-19 is a good opportunity the government will think in terms of that line because ni factory man taraji wo fanan at the market level because sign coming Mustafa Afonyani, everybody can afford Chalo again, once again. I think that's a very good news because this is essential. Kumaya battle and na dining.
So just to add to that one, I think what the government can also do is they can partner with the financial institutions in the country, like the banks, to be able to provide microcredit, microfinance for the Gambian youths. If you have a business plan, you have at least a social impact proposal that, you know what, I want to go into the fisheries sector. This is my proposal. We can go into a financial institution in the country, a bank in the country, and they'll be able to provide a microfinance, a micro loan. Then you do your investment. So once you are able to successfully implement the first amount of money that they give you, then you can apply for another extra loan. But that's how to look at how do you manage the loan? How are you able to upscale? What is going to be the impact? What is going to be the statistic of number of people who are going to be involved into that particular investment? Then we can look at the colleges in the country, Gambia College, or any of these training centers in the country, to have a comprehensive program or training program for Gambian people to be trained in the fisheries sector. We should not wait until you go into a university, you want to study fisheries as a program. We are talking about tourism and fisheries and agriculture of being the major economic arm of our country. How do we train Gambian people in those three major areas? Yes, we have got enough of tourism graduates, people who have been the Gambia Hotel School, people who have been the University of the Gambia, people who have studied outside of the country on tourism. We have got good number of Gambian people who have studied agriculture, but what are fisheries? How many Gambian people have the opportunity to study fisheries adequately from high school to post-high school? What sort of incentive do we have for these people to be able to retain them in those industries? This is supposed to be the major, agenda or the major goal of retaining those people. If you study a particular, industry or a particular sector that is viable to our economy, how do we ensure we retain it in that particular area? How do we ensure we upscale your investment? That way we can provide employment for our own. We can be able to create economic incentive or livelihood for the Gambian people.
Yeah, quick summary again what Omar has been saying next 30 seconds. Omar coming for and Mentico, funding kill coming along, maybe Balwala Lada Selecana, the Kalak. Yo, Bama Sakunda, saying day, Sony and Dino, the near priorities get right. Coming funding kill done to Corona, whereby near the use, Sony and Day, the dose of Dolanya, put a continue business on Yiriwan. Yo so ken wanyadi assess jeko yemindire atamanda anyama yo and also I foko funding came in train tourism sector and maybe IT and maybe business sector asiata yeah but for Gambian bijele mini alon ko training to fisheries ani minu do nyama komi fish processing area. These are areas government should be thinking mini train fana ibe mu incentive le dire police to know because near more train for Kabita do so they are the earnings there, better working conditions there are not good. They end up leaving. They end up leaving. So Mansa Kunda Nyantata concentrating on Welekan. New COVID-19 is not going to go anytime soon. Hana Tata soon. Effects will take years, through Africa if we cover Nalbe friend called Folokam. News media Folokam. Africa will go into recession for the first time in 25 years. What that means is very, very scary. Book commentator lo fana ya for and nana ta yin food ke ma boke store might be our seasonal foods tolbe boda combo santo to ni maintain wala time sita ala price ka jile biko ka siale nin kanjo fana na that's how it is nin du tawapo sita min ka tinya fa wala ka siya bon nin se extend no nyaadi le nin du da seasonal min kana government ye facility le soro ka ko store wala se yele mandino nyaadi le introduce min alon ko se perna se normal.
Yeah, well, because, some of the touchdowns I've made, we are basically looking at it from the local perspective, from the local area. How do we make investment which are going to be more sustainable? But at national level also, how do we ensure we strengthen the Ministry of like Fisheries or Department of Fisheries and Water Resources? How do we ensure we strengthen that area to be able to manage, monitor, and control the fishing industry? How do we ensure there's equipped surveillance system? How do we ensure there's equipped reporting system of any malpractice in the Gambian waters? How do we ensure there's a strong collaboration at the fish landing site? How do we ensure there's strong distributional networks? All of these things we need to go into like an expert knowledge. Let's not only rely on the consultants, but let's try at least depend on the local potentials. How many Gambians are down there who are economists? How many Gambians are there who are environmentalists? How many Gambians are there who are ecologists? How many Gambians are there who are development practitioners? Let's bring all of them together, have a robust master plan of how can we advance the fisheries sector of the Gambia, of investing in the young potentials, of having a sustainable job creation for the Gambian people who can at least effectively employ, even in times of crisis, to ensure at least not only do we create employment for our Gambian people, but we can ensure that the Gambian people also have nutritional value. Do they have food from this investment? What is the long-term goals of having that development agenda? Will we be able to address the need of food security or nutrition in our own country? Are we be able to like reduce the internal migration of people moving from the rural area to the urban area in search of jobs? Are we able to decentralize development initiatives in the country? Because if you look at most of the development, that's what you call urban bias in development field, whereby there's a higher concentration of all the development projects in the urban area. So if there's no development projects in the rural area, people tend to migrate in search of employment opportunities in the urban area. Rural-urban migration plus higher population growth in the urban area, this is what results in much of the major security crisis or most of the crisis in the urban area. Because then there's too much dependency on the social service in the urban area. So what the government has to do is decentralize development initiatives in the country. Things like Department of Agriculture, let them send those funds to agricultural areas in the country, in the CRR. Things like Department of Fisheries, let them put that in the fishing landing centers in the country. Let them ensure people does not live in those air-conditioned cars, but they can be like crisscross across the land of the country. That way, at least, if we decentralize development, the country can move. If we create economic ventures that are more sustainable, that can provide employment for our Gambian people and at least retain them in those jobs. So we have to look at it from both the national level and look at things from a local level. In terms of job security, in terms of job sustainability, in terms of promoting food security, and addressing all these health needs that we want to address during this COVID-19. So some of the anything that has to be done today, but we can start thinking about them, we can start brainstorming about them, coming up with these strategies, and then next one, we have policies. We have to put in place policies that are strong enough that even the government officials to execute them. But once we have government officials who are more strong than the policies, that they can always come put their hand in those policies or look at how best they want to deal with some of these policies, we're not going to move.
Yeah, thank you very much, Omar. Omar, abe policy le explain kan ko mi man sakunda ka tama nyami. It's a minute can make sure new local potential or like local economists, like local ecologists, environmentalists, kila talent use puruka joko new policies implement. Then we can fenko yiriwa fengo beke banko karakini. Komi ka komi ko developmental bias. A better at Mansala Anyan Tamina Kelaka, Janjan. For example, Nico agriculture department of Manyan Tarala Tibabanko, Manyan Tarala CRL Mako, whereby Seno concentrate all the tobacco, and also Nina the fishing ministry, the Maya Yanda Tara Tangere Gunjur all the carton fund, Kajiko Muli Sabanam Fenkol, because near Baker will actually more Baker and Santo Telebena City Babanko. And the Ninka praise akole land the social services like water supply, like electricity, and even traffic, because more baker will be in so manda, Ninjiwato Financita, more baker will be so Ninka time of waste traffic and the Mansaka loss in terms of working hours at Asia and Ninka tax payers cost back. So Umar, we have like 5 minutes. I'm not
So
sure if
that's
you.
why if you look at things from a marine conservation point of view, or look about marine policy enforcement and implementation, how do we ensure that speedboats with the Gambian National Army, or like let's say the Navy, do they have the equipments? Do they have the resources to be able to run those equipments? Do they have any satellite tracking device to look at the activity of fishing trawlers in the Gambian water, to look at even the activity of fishing boats in the Gambian water, whereby if they are sitting at their home, they can know from the Gunjur end, from somewhere around Tangi or from Kado, and this is the activity of fishing trawlers in the Gambian water. Do they have standby resources or funds to be able to do their operations? This is how we look at things. We look at things from protecting our Gambian water, we look at things from creating employment, and we look at things from food security point of view. That way we can be able to progress effectively in the fisheries sector. And then we need to ensure if we have any leader in the country, be it a director or a minister, what is their track record? Since they have come down to this particular office, what have they implemented nationally for the country and then departmentally for that particular department? What are some of the innovative strategies? You cannot be occupying a particular office for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and then there's still not people are talking about food insecurity in the country. Then people need to question what have we implemented for those people. So these are some of the things that we need to evaluate and assess the impact, the output of some of the officers down there. If you come down here, there have been laws since 1994 or since 1995 or since 1996 after the transition period in the country. What have been the impact of some of those policies? How do we implement them? How do we execute them? Do they need any reforms? Do they need any adjustment to fit the current context of Gambia's development needs? If you talk about certain kind of protocols, do those protocols fit the realities on the ground right now? If we want to address the issue of COVID-19, do we have the necessary resources, the necessary personnel to address this issue? So going back to the fiscal issue, if they want to give them a go-ahead, let it be across the board. Let all Gambian people go about their normal business. If they want people to sit down at home also, let me answer how does the government subsidize their bills for them in the next 2-3 months to come? Because by the time you realize in the next couple of weeks' time or next couple of months' time, they're going to start having their bills to pay their water supplies, to pay for their electricity supply. How do we ensure people who are sitting down at home, who live from hand to mouth, we subsidize their bills for them in the next couple of months' time? How do we ensure that reliable water supply at this crucial time that people know what's their hand? How do we ensure we provide water to the people who are in the rural part of the country in the next couple of months or years' time?
Yeah, thank you, Omar. We come to the end, almost the end of this program. Just before I summarize what we've been doing, Kaupare rek Gunjur Benata Nyokan the US, the UK, and in Gambia, Purnambulo Fanyokan, because society or society more symbol Nenemankan. So Nimantoro Kona, the Mimbe Kodniveka, Kamola affect Notile. So pour ngam bulo fay yo kam min fanan fesiata min tinga laño kan dono fenol sam ani fan jam ko dan fenol ka ta ka dila so wo campaign ngam min tin screen o bala dide isa ibe la mention jala ni be Angleterre ibe yams jogle contact la wala Babakar Manjang ni be US Usman Manjang o fa Brahma Dabo o on the ground Hatab Job Ahmed Bojang and Bugalala Jang. Yo, me and Cindy Yambi Wolomu COVID-19 ti aning na environment. Yo, last week nalbe na timeline of follow kang alba jela later over fisheries department ila permanent secretary wale assign ako yung fish milk company ni along ke ka nieta nimbe ko chalo ya ibo ani maro ko kaile mandi farinyo ki ka ki ila bangkoka ako continue kayele yin na dia mo siyan because ni ko mo si essential non-essential factories and in business ye soron bari naje man sakunda la karo min marata nyi muto dol ka ko a chain so le ali continue do ko umare mi folo ni ni wol luwa na ta nyanta kala cross the board di man na dole gulala ye dole fenk sa ko nyi na ke factory ti mi ya lonko Gambia sula ta min na ba ke sai wolum tomoro ni la food security ni bari ñuruka talo min tani ya bo ni moroko Gambia mo jama la sembo kanyan tol be mo jama ko le sammi bari min factory si falla na ya tinna le ñeli da ko le ata andu nga mo soto janne bi mi an ko katon kolom aya confirm ko sign nye is widely available aka soto nyami ka domo le fe ka jali ko like it used to be when the good old days Yeah, so that's a welcome news. Yo, nata bula kono kan tal Minister of Health nata ke moti mi along ko ay nota ko la kaje ko mi sorong and the succeed wala kabo Saturday. So anyanta kala wala nya because we export trade wala ga Gambia the economy samba. Equally sorong. Bari yekka so bula nimu kule mi along ka tenke so umar nata leadership fanan na karola important ba yajere mol min yalon ko yin pala sifa dira wala traffic coordinator min sanyi mo wala sanyi lulo mi be do ko to le mu ifatleke ila police is wala comme kabe yaja mol site ni police is min na 20 years for example ko food security at the time wo agricultural minister but Hanisa in Gambia is not secure food wise iko na ba nyam ta tankala ban na ba Hanisa man tanka min karo fanan ken na marine service mun joran si falle bo bulo because in nyanta equivalent by now hani be so ko man ta ba ko misalon kulun jamal le be guyuru bam kon wala ka ba kon wala kandi ba ko. So Omar, you have 1 minute to closing them, and also don't forget to share these videos. It's important message you get across as possible. Manding Kaolom and English. Omar, you have your final.
Yeah, just on the final note, I think what the government have to do is they have to work on strengthening the institutional structures in the country to provide financial incentive to the local Gambian citizens to be able to provide training program for the Gambian people to venture into fisheries business, to be able to provide educational training to young Gambian people, not only training, but how do we incentivize them to be able to retain them in the fisheries sector? How do we ensure we equip the Navy or the Coast Guard in the Gambia with equipment to survey the Gambian coastline? How do we ensure there's decentralization of development projects in the country? How do we ensure that there's at least some marketing strategies or distributional networks in the country to be able to transport fish from Gunjur, Carton, Sanyam, Burufuru, Tanje, and all of the other fish and wildlife in the country to avoid post-harvest loss? How do we ensure we subsidize electricity supplied for all the fish landing sites in the country to be able to also have an impact trickle down on the poor average Gambians? How do we ensure there's transportation facilities to be able to entirely transport fish from the landing site to other part of the country? All of these things is very, very important. So banko nying al development no welcome wala fonsa nation na banko dingol ila konko ngom de ngo foskele ndum Gambian telenga na ko foare sembo wala banko come back a lot of banko come back you to nyanyende some people are not happy with that one, but the most important thing is mbol ma ko nyare nye semben 2 years do ko kono na Gambia high school lo ma di ba university ni college mo le fisheries karan je nyare ni akaran akana karan ta ba ko dila bang pour que ma ko nye menden wo laldo coming after development in bad decentralized other part of the country also. So we have to look at things from policy dimension. We have to look at how do we mobilize resources to invest back on our Gambian people. Ni coronavirus mboko lekel no nyadile. Gambia program fongo tarandi banko fanka mara export ane nyina. Whereby Gambia can process and produce our own food materials, be it fish, be it fruits, be it vegetables. We provide incentive subsidies, grants for them. How do we partner with financial institutions? How can there be public-private partnership in the country? How can we create jobs for Gambian people, jobs that are more sustainable, jobs that are more lucrative to earn the interest and the expression of the Gambian people? That is very important. So on a closing note, I think this is very important that we are here to at least strategize, share those concerns, this kind of ideas or strategies with people who are involved in decision making to see how best we can promote development in the Gambia that are more sustainable and that is more impactful to Gambian people. Thank you.
Thank you, Omar, once again for your time. And I will get you back to you if I need your service again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time and please share the